Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our workout for the week. Equipment today, you're going to need your band and either your door attachment or a column to wrap around with. Most likely, if you have a choice of bands, you'll be able to use your heavier band on our first block, which is just going to be rows and presses. You may want to use something a little bit lighter on the second block. However, we are not doing very many reps at a time, so you may be able to keep your heavy band. Either way, you'll have an opportunity to change it out. And then you're going to need one pair of dumbbells that we'll use for some squatting action. So I would go for as heavy as you have, or a heavy kettlebell could also work. And then we'll finish out with some body weight core exercises at the end. All right, so our first block and our third block, we have 45 seconds of work twice through. There's only 2 exercises, so we're going to flip-flop between them. And then we'll move a little bit faster and stronger on the second and fourth block. So setup-wise to get started here, I've got my band and my door attachment. So you're looking to set yourself up somewhere between about the hip level and navel level. Anywhere in the abdominal region is where you want to be hanging on to. If you're a little too high or a little too low, it's not going to be the end of the world, and you can adjust your body as you go. But our first exercise is going to be our lunge, our reverse lunge with a row. We're going to alternate legs, rowing windward down. So our first move here would be a reverse lunge. I'm going to step back into my lunge. When I get down here as low as I can, I'm going to press the shoulders down and back and pull those elbows down and back. So if I'm trying to put my hands right at the bottom of my rib cage, get that good squeeze, arms go back straight, and then we'll switch legs. All right, everybody? 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 45 seconds, reverse lunge, and row, and switch, lunge, and row. The most important part is that control and range down at the bottom of your lunge. So as you're going, make sure that you don't start rowing too early. You want them to be separate moves. So down on that lunge, then execute your big pull and release, then stand back up. If you start combining them, what happens is we have our momentum doing our row and our work, and we've lost all that good upper body at the top. We got 5 seconds, give me one more. Now we're going to turn around for chest press. Don't move your hands. So I'm going to step in close to my band and turn, taking one hand over my head. Does not matter if your band gets twisted behind you, it will not make a difference, except if you're wrapped around a column or a pole, it may make it a little heavier, but that's not a bad thing, we can adjust your feet. Okay, from here, we're going into a chest press. So if I turn facing you a little bit more, my palms are pointed down toward the ground, hands and elbows are right underneath my shoulders, not above the shoulders, right underneath, right below. Abs in nice and tight. I got a little bit of a lean forward to help me keep my balance. Then I'm going to press both arms out in front, bringing them in together just a little bit, but not all the way to touching. Then I'm taking them out wide again. Press and out wide. Here we go, 45 seconds. Goals on this exercise, what you're really looking to feel is that squeeze between the chest muscles. So as you press, think about squeezing the arms in toward each other and nice and wide on the way back down. By this point, if you're heavy enough in your resistance, you want to be feeling the front of your shoulders a little bit. Maybe feeling the front of your legs having to kind of grip and hold on to that balance in your abdominals. If you are not feeling anything, take a step forward. That's going to give you more resistance. As it starts getting heavy and you need a little bit extra help, walk yourself back a little bit. We got 10 seconds here. Keep it pressing, everything nice and tight. In 10 seconds, we're going to turn around the same way we got here. All right, so I'm going to step back towards my band. I'm going to turn, bringing one arm over my head. And then I'm going to walk it back into our lunge and row. Here we go. Only got one more time, guys. Remember, this first block and our third block are about executing nice big range of motion to that speed on our second and our fourth block. Awesome, guys, 15 seconds. Keep squeezing, keep pulling, keep sitting down into that lunge. Nice and low. Last one. Take that step in toward your bend. Turn it around, one arm over your head. Walk back forward, pressing one more time. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Big squeeze. Now adjust yourself right off the bat. If you're not feeling good resistance, walk it forward. Remember the band, a lot like suspension straps, a lot like our TRX. We can move ourselves forward or backward at any time. So always err on the starting heavy, knowing that you can take some tension off. We don't ever want to get to the end of our move and think, oh man, I could have done more. Always better to start a little strong out of the gate on our resistance, and then move it back a little bit if you need to. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Go ahead and take your band out of your attachment. I ask that you try this next block starting with your heavier band, knowing that we can back off if we need to. All right, so we're gonna go feet on. Now remember, once you put your feet on, you have some options on intensity. If you can already tell, it's gonna be pretty heavy. Our first move here is our overhead press. So mine feels pretty heavy. So what I'm gonna do, keeping my band loose, is I'm gonna walk my feet in a little bit closer. And once I've kind of pushed down on it, then I can separate it a little bit more. So now I have more band next to my legs and less band between my feet. Give me a little bit of extra help. So we're only going 20 seconds at a time. These are our 20 seconds of work, 10-second break ones. We're gonna start with our overhead press. So we'll start in that bicep curl position, so we're up in that rack position. The goal is gonna be to press both arms overhead, all the way up, big extension. So if you decide right off the bat, it's pretty heavy, but maybe I could do a few, do as many as you can and know that you can alternate arms to get to the end of that 20 seconds. If you cannot extend your arms past your head, real quick, pause the video, grab your lighter band, and then join us. All right, so we're going 20 seconds. Put this out where I can see it. 20 seconds, and then we're just gonna lower the arms by our side. Ready? 3, 2, 1, here we go. Big press. Super important that the abdominals are pulled in nice and tight. Opening up the elbows, but making sure not to end up in that arch position. We're almost there, guys. Give me one more. And slowly release those arms. Very good, stay right there. 10-second break, and we're gonna go into our bicep curl right from here. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Strong curl. Keeping those elbows as close to your side as you can. Another instant helper on this is to take one foot off. It's gonna give you a little less resistance. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Both feet are on. We're gonna give the arms a break now. Cross those handles. Take them up to your legs. We're pressing only the right leg out. Here we go. Small presses. Try really hard to keep your balance so that when you lower that right leg, you don't end up falling or leaning. We're just squeezing and pressing from that glute. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Quick little break. Shake out the legs. Relax the arms a little. Left leg. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lift. Lift. It may not move much. Release the arms a little bit if you need a little extra help, or if the shoulders are just tired on you. Pressing them out. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You've only got 10 seconds here. Uncross those handles. Back to our rack position. We're going overhead again. 3, 2, 1. Big press. Open up those shoulders. Remember, you can use a little bit of leg power to help you, as long as you don't end up in that arch. So really hold those abdominals in tight. 5 seconds. Give me one more. Release. Bicep curl coming up. And 3, 2, 1. Big strong curl. So this is the block where you can add a little bit of speed if you've got it. Make sure you're keeping that bend in your knees. 3, 2, 1. Cross your handles. This time we're going to press out with the left leg first. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good. Remember, if you're looking in a mirror, trying really hard not to let the torso move very far so it doesn't flop back the other way. 3, 2, 1. Switching sides in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Press and release. Very good. Squeeze through that glute. You will definitely feel the difference if your foot's coming in front of you. You'll start feeling the top of your leg. We want to feel that glute and hip out to the side. So squeeze through that glute. Last one. Undo those handles. We're 2 rounds in, 2 to go with this band. Back to that rack position. Overhead. 2, 1. Here we go. Big press. Open those shoulders. Think about pushing your armpits out in front while keeping those abs tight. 5 seconds, hang in there. 3, 2, 1, lower with control. Woo. Roll those shoulders out. 5 seconds to bicep curl. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Nice, guys, strong focus. You want that big range of motion. Remember, you can take the foot off if you need to. It's probably getting pretty heavy by now. 5 seconds. And time to cross those handles. Up onto the hips. We're going to go back to our left leg first this round. Relax the shoulders. And here we go. Press. Whoop, lost my balance. Press, release. Press, release. Squeeze from that glute. Awesome, guys. 4 seconds. And time. Quick break. Relax the arms and shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Lefty. Here we go. Press. Press. Awesome, guys. Squeeze from that glute. As you get tired, you're going to have a tendency to kind of lean over, chest up tall, shoulders back. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Uncross those handles. Final round, and we'll get a breather. We are up in that rack position. Ready. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. You got 20 seconds. As many of those overhead presses. I know you're tired. Lock those heels into the ground. Press through them. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lower them back down. Woo-wee. Bicep curl. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Strong curl. Shoulders down and back. A little bend in those knees. How many curls can you give me? You got less than 10. 5 seconds. And time. Cross those handles. Alrighty. We're going to press them up. We're going to turn these into full steps for 40 seconds. So I'm going to take a full step with my right leg. Here we go. Press it all the way out. Back the other way. And lift. Right. And lift. Good. Keep that squeeze on those hips. Chest remains tall, no tipping. We are not a teapot. Stay there, stay there. Pass that halfway. Burn through the hips. 10 seconds. Hang in there. 3, 2, 1. And release that band. Whew, you are done with your band. What's coming up next, you need your dumbbells for. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a twist. Whoops, sorry guys. All right, so coming up next, we need a pair of dumbbells. Remember I talked about these dumbbells can be a little heavier. We're not curling with them. We're not pressing with them. They're gonna be hanging for both exercises. So the first exercise is gonna be our sumo squat, and those dumbbells are just gonna hang right in front. And then we'll take it to our straight leg deadlift with both feet. So the weights will hang at our side. 45 seconds on both. So we got 2 leg moves in a row. And then we take it to the floor. All right, guys. Once you've had a chance to get a sip of water, grab one of those dumbbells. So we are starting with our sumo squat. Feet are nice and wide. Remember on these, our toes are turned out slightly. We're gonna let those weights hang right out in front. Nice deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Send those knees wide. Hips go back, chest is tall. Big squeeze at the top. So like we talked about earlier, on our 45-second moves, we're focusing on slow, controlled, strong movements. We are not in a hurry, although I don't want you to spend too long hanging out at the top, resting. But we're not in a hurry here, so we're looking for big range. Last one coming up. Very nice. Walk those feet in a little closer, about hip width. I'm going to turn sideways. Arms are going to be in front. We're going to trace the front of the legs. Give me a slight bend in those knees. Rock the hips back, trace the front of the legs. Pause at that nice stretch of the hamstrings. Squeezing the glutes. Back to the top. Deep breath in on the way down. And blow it away. Take it in. Blow it away. Excellent. As you think about rocking back in those heels, you want the toes to feel like they're holding on to very little weight, but we don't want them coming off the ground. We need them a little bit for balance. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. 10 seconds. Last one. Very nice. We're going to take those feet out wide again. Arms come back to center. One more round on our sumo squats. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hips push back, knees go wide. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Excellent. How you choose to hold your weights, not all that important. My fingers tend to start getting tired, so I kind of let them fall forward a little bit. You can always just grip the top of those dumbbells too. If that feels better, just know it'll limit your range. You'll hit the floor sooner. Nice and wide. Knees push wide. 10 seconds. Excellent. Last one. Alrighty. Feet back in. About that hip width. Arms out in front. Trace the legs. Here we go. Hips go back. Squeeze and return. Deep breath in. Blow it away. Awesome, guys. Keep it going here. We should not be feeling any low back. If you're feeling your low back, check a couple things. Are your knees slightly bent? Very important, slight bend in those knees. Are you squeezing your glutes and your abs as you stand? The third thing to check, do you keep a nice straight back? Or are you letting it round as you go? Keep that squeeze. We're almost there, guys. One more coming up. And time. Set those dumbbells down. You are finished with them. Keep your mat close by if you want your mat when you go to the floor, but we're going to start on our feet. Let me get a quick sip. All right, guys, we have 4 exercises to finish off here. They are going to be 20 seconds in length with a 10-second break or a 10-second transition time. We have 2 standing and 2 on the ground. The first 2 standing are going to be our single leg toe touches that we've been working on. So I'm standing on my right. My goal is to touch that toe with my left hand and stand back tall. Remember, I don't care what you're doing with that bottom leg. If your flexibility is on the lower side, then you can get a little bit more bend in that knee. If you are real flexible, you can keep that leg a little bit straighter. Completely up to you. 20 seconds on one side. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Remember, one of the most important things you can do is pick a spot right out in front of you and keep your eyes on that spot. Every time you stand back up, think about pulling up to the ceiling, switching legs. 10-second break. You can shake out that leg a little bit. 3, 2, other side. Here we go. Did my good side first. This would not be my good side. Good. Pull up tall to the ceiling. Abs pulling nice and tight. Almost there. Last one. Down to the ground. Take it down to the ground. We're going to start with a plank, reach, and tap. So up in that plank position. And here we go. You're going to take a hand and reach as far forward as you can and tap the ground. Reach and tap. It is okay if your body shrugs toward the floor a little bit, as long as your shoulders are still over your hands and the hips aren't coming up. So really feel like you're pressing in that strong plank position. Last one. Take a break. We're going to end up staying right here into our mountain climbers. So it's just a little quick break. And here we go, mountain climbers. Press those shoulders forward. Knees in to the chest. Keeping the hips as low as you can. Awesome, guys. Speed is up to you as long as those hips are low. If you want to go fast, make sure you don't push back to that pipe. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and time. We are back up on our feet. Single leg reaches. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 20 seconds. So now we're going to try to start pushing that speed a little bit. The best you can. It is a balance move. So if speed throws you really off, then don't worry about the speed. Switching sides. Take a little breather. And here we go. Good. Remember all those body position, the postural things that we talk about. Shoulder blades are still staying together. Still pulling back. Abs in strong. And to the floor. We have that plank reach first. And then my challenge to you is, if you want to, stay in that plank while we're resting between. So, plank reach, here we go. Focus really hard on that plank position and not letting anything change as you reach. 5 seconds. Now, if you want the extra challenge, there's time. Stay in that plank. If you need a break, come down on that break. Otherwise, see if you can stay up here on our break and right into mountain climbers. Here we go. Press those shoulders forward. If at any time you start to fatigue to where you feel like you need to stop, try to stop in that plank for a couple seconds and get a little extra. And time. Anytime you can modify an exercise, we're back on our feet. Anytime you can modify an exercise to keep a little bit of the work going instead of completely dropping is always going to benefit you a little bit more. Single leg. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Reach and squeeze. Reach, squeeze. Awesome, guys. 10 seconds. Stay with it. And time. Take that big deep breath. Switching legs. Here we go. Very good. Keep that focus. Almost there. One more. And to the ground, to the ground. We got that plank and reach first. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Big reach. Now, if you're just working on strengthening that plank, keep going. If you're just working on strengthening that plank and you need a modification here, you've got a lot of options. You can either work on shifting, as if you're trying to pick up the hand. You can tap right out in front. You can just lift that hand. There's time. Hold that plank if you can. Drop if you need to for your break. But there's a lot of options to challenge our plank while just continuing to make it stronger. Here we go, mountain climbers. Strong drive forward with that knee. Hold onto those shoulders over the hands. Squeeze everything in tight. 5 seconds. And time. Come on up. We have one final round, guys. One round. With that single leg first. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 20 seconds. Give me as many of those toe reaches as you can. Remember, the bottom leg can do whatever it wants, as long as your back is straight. Almost there. And switching legs. 10 seconds. Good job, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Final round, guys. Final round. 10 seconds. Last one coming up. Take it to the floor. We have 40 seconds of work, or 50 if you're going to hang on to that plank. We got our plank reaches first. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. By this point, your shoulders are probably tired. Your arms are tired. Your core is tired. So your goal is just to do your best. What will challenge you at this point? 3, 2, 1. Relax or hold that plank. Deep breath even if you're holding. 3, 2. Mountain climbers. Here we go. This is it, guys. 20 seconds. Push it as hard as you can. Turn it into whatever you need to keep it up. Down on the knees. Couple pikes. But you got 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And melt to the ground. Good work, everybody. Great job today. I hope you are feeling a little bit worn out. I know that I am. Sometimes I think it's because I'm talking the whole time, and sometimes I know it's because I'm out of breath because I'm tired. But good work, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this workout, and I really hope that you're enjoying the variety with a little extra band movement and some new moves. Let me know if you have any questions on anything, or if you feel like you need any help with anything. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Great job, guys.